Welcome back to the MartiniWorks Podcast. Alex is in the upside down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So we're here with a new special guest, but not really new because he's been around here for a minute.
Hot minute.
Yeah. You want to introduce yourself?
Yep. So my name is Gregg Stoll. I am the creative producer for Alex Martini. Like they said, I'm just really in the background. Most of you know me from the Hong Bang. I do most of my editing in the background.
Your home.
My home away from home. So yeah, I'm from Mississippi. Moved here about like a year and a half ago. Been working under the Meta Martini program for the past year and a half. I was doing the marketing side at first. And then towards the beginning of this year, we transitioned into doing more content on the Alex Martini side.
Heck yeah.
Been doing that since January. Been doing some rad things with him, a lot of motorsport stuff. And so just been doing that, and we're really excited for 2026.
Yeah, you've been a busy boy.
Oh, I would say ever since moving here, it's been nonstop. I signed my contract actually for this job while I was in Saudi Arabia for the Call of Duty tournament that I was at.
That's wild.
Greg be making hella content.
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
Before I joined this the year, I was actually traveling doing Call of Duty tournaments, filming documentaries and things like that. And Alex posted something on his story about needing an editor, and I was like, I'll be there tomorrow. And he was like, all right, see you this week.
Yeah.
And so after that, we're like, okay, let's be serious. Let's do this the right way. Had a couple interviews with Dustin. It was a little bit of a long process just because of what was going on here. Gloria, that happened. So they had to use the U-Haul to go to the Drift Mansion. I remember seeing that.
Oh, yeah.
I was keeping up everything. I'm like, damn, they're really busy. And it's like, let's see what's going on. Oh, Alex is driving a U-Haul from Wisconsin because his car broke down. I'm like, oh, great. So
That sums it up pretty well, too. It's been really cool to see you come on board and all the stuff you've filmed and edited. And, I mean, you've done tons of traveling with Alex, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say right off the get-go, the first one we did, he was like, do you want to come with me to Japan? And I would say Japan's like the bucket list thing for anybody in the car scene.
Right.
But as well as like growing up, like Fast and Furious and stuff like that, that's what I grew up on. So seeing like Tokyo Drift and stuff, being out there, the underground scene, seeing these cars, it's like, holy crap.
They made Tokyo Drift in real life.
They did.
So how'd you get into, like, filming and editing? Where'd you start there?
I guess we can I was around 14, 15, still competing Call of Duty. That's why I got kicked into everything, doing some game battles and
Were you
everything.
making MLG edits back in the day?
I was. The MLG edits, that's what got me my bread and butter, I would say. When I was 14 or 15 playing these game battles matches on Modern Warfare 2. And so me and my buddies would just make YouTube videos, just sitting there in Skype calls before Discord and anything.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's some pretty embarrassing videos of me out there that hopefully are unlisted for that good reason. But so after that, I just had that editing always in the back of my mind, passion. And so growing up through high school, TJ Hunt and everything came out. And so all my buddies, literally through second period, every day we would watch the new TJ Hunt video.
That's dope.
Or Adam
That's
LZ. And then the person that really pushed me to do what I do is Dustin Williams. He lived about an hour and a half away from me in Mississippi.
Oh, that's crazy.
So when he graduated from USM, which is like the college away from me, he packed all of his bags up, got his car, and drove all the way to California to film for Tanner Fox. And I was like, that is what I want to do, and that's what I strive to do. So ever since 16, that's all I've been telling my friends. I'm going to make YouTube videos. I'm going to have a cool GTR. TJ Hunt bought his GTR at the time, the Deep Blue Pearl Black Edition. That's by far the best GTR color. That was the last one Paul Walker drove in the movie when he did that little underground scene under the tunnels.
Yeah.
By far, that's what got me into cars, and that's also what got me hooked onto the GTR. So I was like, I'm going to make YouTube videos, and I'm going to buy a GTR. And I told him I was going to do that by I was 21. So when I turned 21, the next month, actually on Martin Luther King Day, because it was a bank holiday, I went to go get a check because with how my family is, I'm very blessed to be in the situation I am. My grandparents had all my life had this account, and so with how I did in school and everything, they were like, you don't need this money to use school, so use that money for however you want. And so I was like, perfect, let's buy a GTR. So I cut that money in half. I went and bought a 2015 GTR. I bought in January with around 48,000 miles. And in the span of 6.5 months, I put 11,000 miles on it, took it to all the Slammed Enough shows.
Nice.
The only thing I really did to it was put a flamethrower tune on it, so it shot 12-foot flames. So towards the end, like when Gatlinburg was coming around, the goal was always the wide body car. And so the problem with GTRs is they're very expensive for the wide body kids.
Yeah.
And so when I was pricing it out, to have a wide body GTR, I would basically have to put another GTR on top of my GTR.
Holy
Jeez,
I
I didn't
was
realize it was that expensive.
Yeah, I would say all in all, to do a wide body kit with the wheels and everything, I would say you're looking around 35 to 45 on a GTR.
That is so
Because
crazy.
The
Insane to
Rocket,
think
the
about.
Rocket Money Pandem kit alone right now is like, I think 14, 15.
Yeah.
And that's raw.
Raw.
Yeah.
No carbon or anything. And then you also, the wheels.
Which,
Yeah, what size were your wheels?
Well, we haven't got to that part.
Okay.
They don't know. They don't know what car I got yet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fair.
I was like, crap. I want a wide body car. That's the dream. So just one day I'm scrolling on Facebook Marketplace and this wide body Miami blue GTR pops up for sale on Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, I want you. And so a week goes by. The guy's like, hey, dude, I'm getting so many like spams and stuff like that. I'm going to take the listing down. But if you're still interested, I'm completely up to sell it to you.
Sure.
So I'm like, oh, a car that's not even on the market, I'm for sure getting this car. So I went to Gatlinburg. I was actually supposed to buy it at the show in Gatlinburg, but my bank told me it was going to take 2 weeks to get the money. So I was like, okay, I'll make a deal with the Nissan dealership because they gave me the same amount of money I bought for the car, but I put 11,000 miles on it. I'm like,
Wow.
That's
impressive.
I'm going to take it back. That's free money. I basically drove a car for 11 months for free. So I was like, one request is I get one last weekend. So I took it to Gatlinburg, drove through all the mountains and everything. I'll never forget, as soon as I get back to the state line, a transmission light comes on, service transmission light.
Oh, shit.
And so
Your stomach had to fucking drop.
yeah, I was like, oh, please don't be broken. Like, this is the GTR,
That's
like,
literally the
stereotype.
curse,
It's like the curse. I'm like, it's happening. It's finally happening. These
And just to
streets-
clear it up real quick, so you have an R35 GTR in your possession. You're selling that one because you found one on Marketplace, wide bodied, ready to go.
wide body wheels, bag shit
Okay,
ready. The
okay.
only thing I was gonna do is just change it to make it mine because
Right,
I know the people in the car scene. It's like, oh, that's such and such car. That's-
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I was like, you need to make it your own. So
100%.
took it home. That transmission light, I cleared the code. I let them know that, hey, you need to service it. And they were like, okay, that's completely fine. They gave me the check. I flew to North Carolina.
Swindled them.
Hey,
Good. They swindle everyone else.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fun fact about that car, that GTR that I sold to the dealership. I actually 6 months ago checked the Carfax, and it failed emissions 3 times in Texas.
It's because they're shooting 12-foot flames,
Yeah,
Greg.
it's running Texas 2K down there.
The thing about those cars is to switch it to the flame tune, you have to hold the cruise control, and it has modes 1, 3, 4 that you can pick on the speedometer.
Okay.
And so the 4th is Godzilla mode, is what they call it. And so I left it on Godzilla mode
when you traded
when
it
at the dealership. So
Oh my
anytime that they revved the car or drove the car past 3,000 RPMs and lightly tapped the throttle, it literally sounded like an AK-47. So
diabolical.
in my head, I'm like, failed
And they
emission-
probably never knew how to fucking turn it off.
Yeah.
exactly, because I had the OBD, like the
Oh
Ecutech
my
reader.
God.
So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, failed emissions 3 times. Now, why is that?
Interesting.
Maybe the flame. So I'm glad that car is out of my hands because it was definitely on his last leg. Do miss it, but I actually went to North Carolina and I bought a 2009 Pandem Rocket Bunny. It was on work VSKXs.
Okay.
And then-
VSXXs?
VSXX,
Yeah.
my bad, sorry. And it was wrapped in Miami blue, a Nazatech Miami blue, which was always my dream color, Miami blue. But the previous owner had it, so I was like, crap, I can't keep this color. So I'm just driving one day, and for some reason, I drove past the new 4Runner, and they had that lunar rock kind of greenish color, and I'm like,
Hey,
oh, shout out 4Runner.
hey, yeah, shout out
Toy-
4Runner.
Toyota's
That
been
color
killing it.
is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
My logic to that is like I wanted to do a Nardo gray, but everyone and their mother loves
Yeah,
Nardo gray. And does
that
it.
color
And
went
so-
crazy.
And so in the sun, it's like this nice mint color, but when it's in the shadows, it literally looked like a Nardo gray.
Yeah.
So I did that as well as I sold the works and I went through Rohana. Shout out Rohana. They made me some custom RFX 17s with 12-inch in the rear carbon barrels.
Jesus.
So those were some meaty jammas that I had on that car.
20 by 12s?
20 by 12s in the rear and then 20 by 11 and a halfs in the front.
Literally truck wheels.
325s in the rear, 305s in the front.
Dude,
like,
Damn.
I gotta say, hopefully Joe's put up a photo of Gregg's R35 because it was so sick. Oh my god, I love that car. We were following it when we were down in Gat. He had it down there. I'm not kidding you. That fucker was almost paint to paint on the road. Like it took up the entire lane. It was so wide.
Wide boy license plate. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
it checked out.
the worst part about that car was transportation. So like that's the main reason why I always drove that car as well is because literally no transport company.
Yeah.
Like you
How
had
are
to
you
have
gonna get that on a
a
trailer?
95 inch. I think it was like 95 inches, and from rear tire to rear tire, that car is 93 inches.
Jesus Christ. That
And-
doesn't leave a lot of room for error.
No, that
Especially when you
and
have carbon fiber lips.
Yeah. So a lot of danger in that, as well as, like you said, how wide it is. I think the legal limit on the road is like 75 inches. So it's like, it's paint to paint, but it's like 1 inch away from getting pulled over.
Jesus.
So, no, I had that car for almost 3 years. I took it to every Slam Enough event. I put, I think, around almost 13,000 miles on that car. Loved it to death. I'm a diehard GTR fanboy till the day I die. But I ended up selling it at the beginning of this year just because with all we had going on, the MartiniWorks racing and everything, that kind of struck the bug. And I was like, gotta race.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a little bit maybe going out of the stance culture and more into the race culture.
I would say so. I mean, my heart still lies in the stance culture. I would say at the end of the day, dream car for me will be a bagged R8 on some nice wheels. That like new gen R8. That's the ultimate car for me. But at the same time, the GTR, it got me so comfortable in that platform. It made me kind of derealization of the older 90s and thousands cars. So like, I'm starting to pick up more of like the Datsun, doing the whole series with the Datsun. And
really
all these
opens
other
your
cars.
eyes,
Some other cars that are here that you don't know about yet. Just a lot of things have inspired me to go more on the, I would say, cheaper side of the market, just because there's so much more to offer over there.
Yeah, and there's a ton of potential in those cars too. But
That's what I learned too, is like necessarily like the MSRP of the car doesn't necessarily dictate how much fun you'll have with it. Because like I think I've said it before on the podcast, but I've had like just as much fun driving my Supra as I have an S2000, and that really opened my eyes a lot. I did love the Supra, and that was probably one of my favorite cars I've ever owned. But it's like I still like to this day I'd hop into an S2K, I'd purchase one, I would get one, and it's like.
they weren't the same price as a Supra.
Yeah. Well, now they are you're right. Now they are getting the same price as the Supra, but
I know what you mean.
Greg, I think a lot of people aspire to own an R35 one day. I think that's a dream car for a lot of people. They are fantastic cars. Since you've had multiple and you've owned them for years, do you have any pros and cons or things to look out for with them?
I would say, and then I'm always looking at them too, like on the market and stuff. Like there was just one that popped up for sale for like 60 grand, and I was looking up. That's crazy. I'm like, okay, let's look up my checklist when it looks at GTRs. I look at the owner history. If a GTR has more than 4 to 5 owners, you need to be scared.
That's kind of a red flag.
Because most of the time, the last 3 to 4 owners of that car literally put their whole bank account into that car and are making payment to payment. So if anything breaks, they're SOL.
Yeah.
So
they didn't fix it.
Yeah, pretty much. So like, you know that you're gonna have a hefty bill when you buy that car. I would say the transmission. Luckily, both of my cars that I bought had the bell housing replaced.
Sure.
Bell housing is the most common issue. A lot of people think it's the transmission in the GTR, but what happens is there's the bell housing like the fitting to the transmission. There's this little rubber grommet over time that wears out, and so if you side by side with the new bell housing to this, the old one, there's a massive play in it.
Sure.
And so once that gives out, the transmission, that's what causes the transmission to
Causes other issues and then it eventually fail.
As long as the bell housing's okay and the car is in good condition with service, most of the time GTR owners are very respectful for the cars. There are those few that are, those $30,000-$40,000 that are 115,000 miles that are launching it. I think the first one I bought that blew my mind. They usually say a GTR transmission lasts 8 to 9 launches, and yeah.
I know a guy that launched his way more than that. Not you.
Well, you know you guys now. So on the first one, I opened up the tuner and it said launches activated 24, and I was like, oh, this is like a Russian roulette right now. So anytime I launch this car,
it was always like a flip of the coin.
It was pretty much. I'm like,
I didn't know it recorded launches. That's cool.
So you can't see it in the Nissan system itself, but on EcuTech they have a phone app that shows you that.
I had that on my
as
Supra.
well as if you go to the actual Nissan dealership to get like a PPI or something like that, they plug it into the actual computer and they can read it on the back end. So, but you can't
keeping tabs on you.
So even though some owners think, oh, well,
There's Greg.
There's a dog.
You might have seen him on MartiniWorks a couple times.
Yeah, he's been here around a few times. More popular than me.
All right, see you.
But no, on the services with those, I thought I lost my train of thought.
Oh, sorry. We were just talking about the bell housings, like issues on the R35 and the transmissions and launches and
yeah. So with the launches and stuff like that, they might like people are like, oh, I'm gonna launch the car, but like they'll never know. They always know. They'll know. Trust me. So you just got to dot your T's and I's when you're looking at those cars. As long as these cars are really maintained and you meet the owners. A lot of these kids too. I say because a lot of the people that own GTRs nowadays are my age, 20s, 25.
How the hell?
Like, because it is that, like you said, it is that affordable supercar to get into. It's 50,
affordable. It's still a lot of money, but I mean, when you're getting them for 50, 60K, you are getting so much car for that price. Yeah, it's really hard to compete with it.
At the end of the day, that car's a Nissan. It's a Nissan Altima. It's like
easy.
I'm not kidding. You go look on the inside, there's so many parts that you're like, oh my God, that's on an Altima. Or like the ceiling, like the roof. Oh, I bet that's the same stuff they use for the Maxima. And like, it's like, I had a thermostat go out on my first one, and I bought the part from Nissan for $30, and I'm like, okay, something's not adding up, and I get it, and it's Infinity 370Z, like all the logos around it. I open it up, and my buddy, he had a 370Z at the time, and he goes, bro, that's the same thermostat that I have on my car. So it's like, it just kind of made me realize at the end of the day, it's literally just a glorified Maxima with just a lot of horsepower. Yeah. So those cars are super powerful, super reliable. You can take it from Florida to California and have no issues.
Yeah, but I think they are a little bit underhyped, honestly, especially too as they've come down in price. And I know they're everywhere. I know like Nissan's made them for so long, but they are such good cars. If you've never been in one, if you've never driven one or rode in one, do it. It'll change your mind about it. You'll become a fanboy. Yeah, like our buddy used to have one. He'd take us and he would launch it quite a bit. Dude, it literally puts your stomach in your throat. It's crazy. They haul ass, and then a few mods to them.
Oh yeah,
you're making serious power.
650 on full bolt-on. I mean,
that's crazy.
I would never floor that car to like all the way to the floor, and I did it like a few times, but every single time I did it, I would always have to process like, what was that? Like,
yeah, dude, it pulls like a freight train.
I felt like the Millennium Falcon.
Animal. Yeah,
I'm like, oh my God, where am I at now? Like,
you get the tunnel vision. 100%.
And like another thing, like those cars, like the problem with Nissan with the GTR is like, don't mean to drag them out, but they built that car for almost 20 years. Not much changed over the platform throughout the whole 20 years.
Just a couple facelifts and stuff.
I was going to ask if there's any differences because, like you said, the first one was a 2015 and the other one was a 2009.
So they go off with 3 different titles. So the first, might be wrong butchering it, but 2009 or 2008 to 2011 was a CBA GTR. And then from 2011 to 2016, they did a DBA, which was a little bit upgraded on the transmission, software upgrade, and then the facelift.
Okay.
That's what happened in 2017, and that became a forgot what. So there CBA, DBA, and then I forgot what the other one is. But the 17 and up was the last model. But all they did was just like the infotainment, a little interior,
just like fresh it up. Yeah.
There was nothing really extravagant on the powertrain that like would change people. And like at the end of the day, you would go to the dealership like, oh, there's a new GTR. I'm gonna go sell my old one. You would go sit in it. It's like, what's new?
I'm gonna keep my old one.
Those Japanese guys, if they figure out a recipe, they will not change. They don't fix what's not broken. They'll just,
like you said with the 4Runner.
Yeah, that's what I'm comparing. Toyota. Yeah, they once they figure out something, it starts selling. They're like, we're gonna rinse and repeat until it don't sell no more, and they're gonna do it for the next 20 years.
It worked.
Yeah, but you go look at those GTR threads and group pages. Pretty much, there's about 5 to 10 people every month. It's like, why is this GTR still the same? Like, we spent the same year. Like, I'm not going to spend $200,000 on the final edition GTR that looks exactly like the car in 2016, just because it has
because it's numbered or whatever.
It's Millennium Jade.
People get worked up about that, but at the same time, there's a lot of benefits to it for the consumer too, because it's like, even for the 4Runner or whatever, when you make it for that many years, there's so many readily available parts. There's so many forums, and if you have any issues, they've been answered 5,000 times.
Nothing really changed.
Yeah, every modification under the sun is available because they've been out that long and people have been producing and making parts. When you buy like the first year of something, you don't realize how much it kind of sucks because there's so much R&D and development
you're just waiting.
Yeah, development that needs to be done. And then too, even once it is, you get the parts, you're getting the first rendition of the parts, they don't fit, there's quality issues because you're learning like it's kind of a blessing in disguise. And I don't mind when manufacturers make the same thing for a bit in some cases, just because you get the full package. I feel like when they can perfect
they can really flesh it out.
No, I agree. Like the C8 is a good example. Before working here, I worked in Atlanta at Sissio Performance, which was twin turbo R8s, Lamborghinis. And that's when the C8 platform had just came out.
Yeah.
And so we were one of the first, I think we were actually the first people to do a Texas Speed cam and twin turbo C8. So it had a cam on it and twin turbos, and it made around, I think, 900 horsepower. One of the most insane sounding cars. You would start it up and it would just rip your ears But then you'll be sitting at a stoplight and it's just chopping, shaking the whole car. And then you floor it getting up to like 60, 70 and you're hearing the turbo spool behind you, just all the backfire.
Damn.
But the issue with those cars was the transmission. I don't think they fixed it until last year. But like they had the TCMs locked. So they could do all this stuff on the horsepower and everything, but they couldn't put it to the ground because the ECU or something like that, they would snap an axle or something like that. So that's the issue with the new platforms too, as well, is like you're waiting because these manufacturers are not like, they're locking down the software. They don't want people to unlock their ECUs and do all these mods and stuff because they know that's going to start causing more problems, more warranty issues. And they're like, no, just lock it.
100%. And speaking of something that's been around for a while and continues to perform, we got the first sponsor of the MartiniWorks podcast, Continental. I think, if I remember correctly, Continental's older than Colorado. Someone fact check that, but I'm almost 100% sure. They have been around for a minute. So you can trust that when you're getting tires from Continental, that you're getting something that's been tried, trusted, and true. All of us here have ran Continental. Absolutely love them. From Extreme Contact Sport 02s that I have tattooed on my arm to DWS 06 Pluses to Viking Contact now 8s that are out. They have a tire for every occasion and exactly what you need, not to mention just a ton of sizes too. I recently made a short on the DWS 06 Plus, so you can go check that out, learn a little bit more about it, but we absolutely love those tires, and a huge thank you to Continental for being a sponsor of MartiniWorks Podcast.
Can confirm that Continental is 5 years older than the state of Colorado.
There you go. They know what they're doing. All right, we'll be right back. All right, Greg. Speaking of real cars, what about virtual cars? I know you've been pretty big into sim racing.
I would say over the last year since Gatlinburg when I moved here, I would say I've pretty much out of the whole office, Ben's up there. He does a lot of offline racing, but I would say I've done the most sim racing out of the gang since I got hooked into it.
Yeah.
So
you got quite the rig now too. My God.
Once I sold the GTR, it was a perfect excuse to treat myself to have the dream office. So
I feel like you gotta go over your rig, what you got going on.
Yeah. So my buddy Trill Mike, actually, shout out Trill Mike for setting it up for me while I was out here working, doing all the promotions and stuff we were doing at the time. He came and built me a 5080 PC with 4 monitors for my sim rig. I have a Sim Magic Evo Plus, which is like an 18 Newton meter wheel. It's pretty top of the line.
Break your wrist type shit.
The wheel that I have is a GSI wheel. It's as close as you can get to a real motorsports wheel. It's heavy as crap. It's beefy. I enjoy it, but I bought that back in April once I sold the car, and I've been doing nothing but endurance races. So I've been doing 24 hours, 12 hours, 6 hours. Anytime I get the chance, I'm doing it.
And just for those that don't know, when you do a 24-hour race on a sim, it's an actual 24-hour race.
Oh yeah, it's nonstop. So like for example, 2 weeks ago, me, Ben, and our friend Eli did a 24-hour spa. So me and Eli did the first beginning of the race, which was about 4 to 5 hours each. Then Ben and our friend Z came throughout the middle of the night. I hopped in around, I think, 3:30. But with me, a lot of people, when they do these 24 hours, once they're done with their like first 2 stints, they'll go sit down, go take a nap or something like that. With me streaming it, I'm sitting there pretty much the whole 24 hours.
Jesus, so you're just up straight. My
exact animal.
I enjoy it. I don't want to miss.
I mean, I imagine it's gonna be fun to watch.
It's fun to watch, as well as the voice chat. There's a lot of people talking in there. Yeah. So like, at 2 a.m. you're just sitting there bantering about something like, oh, you hear some. There's always the country guy that's talking at 2 a.m. is like, how's everybody feeling? And it's like, oh, I'm awake now. Johnny's on the mic. I got some entertainment. So it's always fun to just sit there. And also, if I do get tired, I have a futon in the office. I'll just get the webcam, turn it around, and there's been some times where I've fallen asleep on the stream, just absolutely just dead on the futon. I have a few pictures from that.
You have like an alarm set? Like what happens if you miss your stint? Like does someone else just like, all right, I'm going 10 hours?
Kind of funny you mentioned that.
Oh, Greg.
No. 2 weeks ago during that race, I had my break in the middle of the night, and I was supposed to come back at like 3:34, and I was sitting on the couch watching TikToks, and next thing you know, I wake up and it's 5:30. And so Z was sitting there, had to do an extra 2 stints, which is around 45 hours each. Or not 45 hours, 45 minutes each.
That makes more sense, yeah.
And so I get back, and he's like, oh my goodness, you're back. Thank you. I am dying. And I gotta mention, Z's not from here. He's not American. He's from Europe, and so he was like, "Oh my feet! I am dying. Are you ready?" I'm like, "Z, I am so sorry." And so I got back in the car, and we actually ended up finishing 5th in that race.
Okay.
Dang. Came through.
Out of 50, I think.
Holy crap. Okay.
I will say one impressive thing for me this year is every 24-hour race I've done, I've placed in the top 5. If we don't include this one, every race I've done, I've placed on the podium.
Damn.
So I feel very confident with my sim skills over the last year. Shout out Lars and Alex, especially being under Alex the last year. He's gotten to work with Mazda. We got to go to a racing school. So me getting to film the whole racing school, I mean, I basically went to racing school for free. They just
like absorbing all that information.
I still have all the footage and everything. So it's like at the end of the day, I just don't have my certificate. But I technically did go to racing. I just didn't drive the car.
That's dope. That's super cool. Now, you said your buddy that you race with, he's from Europe. How'd you meet him? How'd you get into racing with someone across the world?
So Lars has a good friend, Eli. Punju is his name. He has his whole Discord community that he streams to, and we have a whole crew called the Pun Crew. And so 2 weeks before a race or something like that, he'll throw in the Discord like, "Hey, Daytona signups." And so there'll be like 15 or 20 of us that all sign up, and we have 4 or 5 different teams, like the Pun Crew White, the Pun Crew Pink, the Pun Crew Official. And there's just all these teams just racing with each other. And there's all these people from Europe, America, and all this stuff. And so actually a pretty cool thing this year, there was the Sim Racing Expo. And one of our teammates, Clark from England, he's a race mechanic over there. He actually flew out to race and hang out with us and stuff like that. And he was like, "Bro, I love America." The one thing I always love is when foreigners come over here and they get the true American experience. You take them to Waffle House, you know.
Gregg loves Waffle House, by the way.
I'll tell you one thing. If I could do one thing in Wisconsin and talk to the government, we need Waffle House. They're missing out.
That's great. We go south for like shows and stuff. The first thing Gregg's doing is going to Waffle House.
3 meals a day.
Yep.
Waffle House,
not even kidding.
Lunch and dinner. Every time I drive back from Mississippi, I always like, do I stop at the last Waffle House and get this to go?
We'll DoorDash Waffle House to a cabin in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. I didn't even know that was possible.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, 100%.
The first thing I do when we get to the cabins, let's see what's on DoorDash. Oh, there's a Waffle House. I'm set for the week. Don't matter.
I was like, by the way, speaking of cabins and sim racing, we actually brought our sim rig down to Gat, and we put it out on the deck, so that way, like, the sim rig was like looking out over the mountains.
Yep.
And they were
The
racing.
sunset was beautiful.
It was so cool.
Our way of touching grass.
Yeah.
Looking at grass past the monitor. That was about as close as it got. That's dope. Do you have advice for someone like looking to get into sim rig? Or sim racing, I should say, because it's like daunting to get into. There's so much to it. I don't know what's crap, what's good. How much money do I actually need to spend to start?
Yeah. So I would say even before I moved up here, I did a little bit of sim racing. I had my own like $500 setup I had back home. And you don't need to go to the top of the line. You don't need to go to iRacing, because iRacing is a very heavy investment month to month. You're paying $12 a month. And then if there's a new car out or a new track for the schedule each week, because they update the tracks each week in each the cars. So if you don't have that, you have to spend $12. And
I had no idea. I did not know any of that.
So, hey, here's a deal. After you buy 40 pieces of content, so after you spend $15 40 times, you get 20% off.
Oh, what a steal.
So instead of spending $15 per car and track, you're spending a solid $11.99.
Damn, that's expensive in itself then.
So that's adds up. So it's like depending on what, and there's so many different car models. Like let's say you want to do GT3 racing. There's so many GT3 cars. There's so many tracks for the GT3, but then there's also the Formula cars. There's the prototypes and everything. And in order to get to the right niche, you have to spend so much money to get into that right class. So it's like iRacing isn't the go-to right away, I would say, for beginners, because you're going to burn a hole in your pocket really quickly, and you're going to burn out like, why am I spending this much money and I'm not actually having fun?
So what would you recommend?
Right now, I would say Le Mans Ultimate or Assetto Corsa Evo that just came out. Assetto Corsa Evo just came out last week, and I've heard nothing but great reviews about it. But Le Mans Ultimate came out about a few months ago, like 6 months ago. And I would say that's the closest I've had fun on a sim racer compared to iRacing without having to spend, $100 a month or something like that. Damn. Le Mans Ultimate, I think, was $30, $40, and they have the tracks, the cars, just like iRacing.
Now, are like the cars and stuff that you get, are those developed by like the developer of iRacing, or is that like community built?
So iRacing has a whole team, and they work with these motorsports programs. So they work with IMSA, they work with all these other companies. And so, for example, they just dropped dropped a new season today, and one thing they really worked on these last couple months was the new Porsche came out with the new 992 GT3 car and the Cup car. So they spent these last few months developing with Porsche the car and stuff.
So it's the team working directly with. Okay,
that, and as well as
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
They actually just announced Cosworth is a dash company and telemetry program for like actual racing. So like teams and stuff at these actual tracks use that to tell telemetry and stuff. They've actually provided that now in iRacing.
Jesus.
So like after you're done with racing, if you want to go break down your telemetry and like, hey, well, am I struggling in this sector or stuff like that? They have so much more technology developed into it.
That's insane. Because I know, like, for other simulators and stuff out there, like Microsoft Flight Sim, for instance, like there's a community like based thing where it's like, you know, the add-on stuff is like it's community built. So if you're like, oh, I want this other plane, that sometimes they're free, sometimes you buy them. They're made by like people just like you and me. So makes me feel better that okay, if you're heavily invested in the sim, that you're actually getting something that was like worked directly with like the Porsche team or something to develop it. It's not just like, oh yeah, just go spend $20 on Joe's Porsche. It'll be good.
These cars on iRacing, they are as close as you can get to real life when it comes to the simulators and stuff. Like Assetto Corsa, it is very good in its way, but there's just a lot of technical issues. Like I've run into a lot of technical issues when I just wanted to go drive an SVJ on Assetto Corsa and I couldn't do it because the file or something wasn't installed properly. Compared to like iRacing, like all the cars I know are going to work and it's going to be hesitant. It's going to be seamless and I have not to worry about it. Assetto, it's just a headache. So like,
we've kind of realized that here too, because we had both. But we'll have one set up with iRacing for more of like the actual track racing stuff, and then we have Assetto set up for drifting. It's like the Assetto one's like always like airing out, or the
I mean, once you get it set up, though, it's usually good for a bit. But it's like you want to change something, then everything goes kind of haywire. Okay, so let's say, all right, we figured out Assetto is good if you don't want to be paying all the monthly fees, everything like that. But like, what about the physical hardware? Do you have any recommendations on like something that's not going to cost the price of a R35 GTR? Like,
I mean, at the end of the day, there's no excuse on a gear. There's a guy locally named Cam. He races Miatas, and his whole racing career has been on the Logitech steering wheel. It's like $300 from
really?
Best Buy.
That's so cool.
G29 or whatever it is.
And he's won. I think he won the Miata World Championship this year.
Shit.
On that?
Like no, not on that. Like in real life, he does actual real life racing too. And so he races Mazda Miatas, and he's very dominant in the Miata scene, but as well as on the iRacing scene, he's won multiple championships on iRacing, and it's all off of that $300 wheel.
Oh yeah.
Like he doesn't have what I have.
Yeah.
So it is a little. It's like, I spent this much money and this kid's kicking my ass. But it's like at the same time, he is a very skilled driver. So like at the end of the day, equipment's preference.
Yeah.
But Moza, if you're not really reliable on Logitech, Moza I would say is the best affordable to get into sim racing. I think the R5 is around $300-$400, and that's for Ben still uses that. I mean, Ben is the true of like when it comes to gear, you don't need gear. I mean, he started off with it mounted to his desk with his rolling chair blocked off with wood, so like
so you wouldn't push yourself back.
There's no excuses on the gear. It's just all, like I said, all its preference. But Logitech, Moza, Turtle Beach just came out with its own wheel that looks pretty sick. It comes out with this whole control panel and things like that. So sim racing gear is becoming a lot more affordable. So I would say, which is really good.
Yeah, I'm glad it's blown up as much as it has, because usually when that happens, the more brands that come in, the more product that's out there, the prices tend to come down a little bit. So as I remember, like when it was first starting to blow up, it was like, you know, we were looking at it, it's like, dude, Jesus Christ,
it's so hard,
so expensive.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Right now we're in the another golden era of motorsports coming into like 2026, 2027. You have these Formula One drivers like Max. I just actually saw something today that Charles Leclerc was figuring out a way where he can do the F1 season and also race at Le Mans this year. So it's like a lot of these big names and a lot of these, the Nordschleife has now made it to where you can get your B-class license off of sim racing. So, which is pretty cool. Like you don't have to go to the Nordschleifer to get your B-class license now. You can do that, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger. You got Genesis, you got Toyota coming in with the new GR. Like we're coming up on these next few years where I think these cars that we're going to see coming out and these racing, we're going to see some of the best, that like the 90s DTM stuff. We're going to see some of those moments that like we grew up in the nostalgia. So I'm very excited for it.
I feel like it's going to get so competitive. Like it's just gonna.
It already is.
I know, but it's like it's just gonna elevate that to like the next level. I feel like you're putting in this much hour like on a sim, and then like going out and it being very, very close to, you know, real life as far as just like technicality stuff.
You're getting really close to at the point where like these simulators, people are going to start relying more on that and more or less on the, like the development of like karting and stuff like that. Like Max Verstappen on a podcast last month was saying like, if I have a kid now, like I'm not going to put them in a kart for a year. I'm going to give them on a simulator, put them on that for 300 days.
Damn.
And that's where they're going to get their real experience. So it's like
Wild.
when you have a 4-time Formula One world champion saying like karting in this day and age is not really important compared to sim racing, it's like, okay.
That's a big shift.
It's a big shift.
It is crazy to think about. But however, there is that one piece that just like can't be replicated or simulated, and that I think is that fear, right? When you're in person of like actually crashing or hitting a wall or any of that stuff, like that's the one piece where like that's what changes on the track. But everything else has gotten so crazy down to like tire wear and learning the turns and fuel and everything like that is all top tier now, and it's getting insane. But yeah, there's just that one piece that I don't know.
I would say it's the feel. Like me and Lars like to say it's like the butt, like feeling in your butt. A lot of people have these like speakers to the back seat so they can feel like when they're hitting a curb or something like that.
Right.
But like Podium One, they have like these $40,000-$50,000 simulators that like when you're turning left and right, they slide with all these like axis suspension things and stuff like that. And me and Lars have driven some of those, and it's like, yes, the feeling is a little bit more, but you, like you said, you're still missing that like that fear, like you can't reset. Like that's always going to be there because you know I just got to press this button. It's going to be fun.
We build a sim rig, and if you crash or you go off, it gives you a purple nurple really hard. That way, because all it really is consequence, right? That's what your fear is, consequence. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to have to pay for this. Well, if you crash and you get the meanest purple nurple every time, you're going to learn real quick, and you're going to be scared while you're driving. So I think that's just what we got to do for sim. No.
I remember seeing that there was a VR company like a year ago or something like that like they made a headset where like it could if you like died in the game or something like that, it could like actually kill you in real life or something.
Okay,
like that.
That's some like that's crazy.
That's Black Mirror shit.
Like Black Mirror stuff, but like imagine like you have like your headset on and it's like you hit the wall and it's like, oh well, you got a broken arm now. And it's like you gotta call, hey, what's wrong? I was racing my simulator back home and I hit a wall and my arm's broken.
If it turned into that, I'd rather just go really
I mean, with the feedback on some of these fucking things, like people are literally breaking their arms and hands.
I'm almost broken my thumb a few times.
Dude, why the fuck you guys got that shit set so high?
Yeah, I feel like even
I have
real
literally
vehicle
seen
isn't that much.
TikToks of dudes like warming up because they have their shit set to max, and it like is almost launching them out of their and they're like, yeah, my arms are hurting. That's good. And it's like, what?
There's this one Instagram guy, I forgot his Instagram app, but he's literally jacked like Hulk Hogan, and like you're watching him turn, and his veins are like flexing, and you're like,
is ripped.
Okay. Like now that is a little extreme. My excuse is I don't like going to the gym. All right, so turning that thing all the way up and going on the Nordschleifer for 30 minutes, I got my workout.
That is a workout.
I was gonna say, is there any like benefit to having it that high?
I would say yes and no. No, because over time your hands start cramping because, like you said, that's
you're like white knuckling
ripping it.
Yeah, pretty much. But also at the same time, after a certain amount of months and weeks of doing it, you get used to it in those cars. And each car, like for example, we race LMP2 cars. I race that at like 14 Newton meters of force compared to my GTPs that I race at 18 Newton meters because those cars are a little bit faster and I need to be on edge with those. But also GT3s, I think I run at like 10. So it's all preference, but also at the same time, I enjoy it because at the end of the day, when I'm done with it, I'm like, ooh, that was a workout. I feel like I actually feel like I did something just sitting there playing a video game. Okay. So
makes sense.
That's cool. That's fair. And that leads us to our second sponsor. If you want to feel something, Fortune Auto feels great when you put those coilovers in your car. If you haven't had a set of Fortune Autos, I can't recommend them enough. Over at MartiniWorks.com, we have a bunch of Fortune Autos ready to go. If you need something custom too, that's the great news with Fortune Auto is we can get you custom spring rates. We can upgrade to Swift springs. Tell us what you want to do, and we can make suggestions. And we can contact Fortune Auto directly too and work with you guys to get exactly what you need. But otherwise, every time I've gotten Fortune Autos, I've got a set of 500s right off the shelf, and they've been amazing. Whether you want to slam your car, whether you want to track your car, whatever you're doing with it, the digressive piston just makes it feel phenomenal, because when you're driving slow and you're going over loose bumps, they have some more give, and then when you're on the track and you're going hard around a corner, they tighten up and you can get that feel for what you need. They just work phenomenal. Getting to go down there in Virginia, see them hand assembled, talk to the guys there that work there. The Fortune Auto team is incredible, and they're passionate about what they do, which is a huge thing for me when I'm picking up automotive parts. I love supporting companies that are actually in motorsports. I actually enjoy working with those products, and they're not just trying to make a buck. So if you're interested in something like that, check out Fortune Auto over at MartiniWorks, and we'll be right back. All right, I want to take a moment. I know we're not all sports fans, especially some car enthusiasts. They just follow the car enthusiast stuff, but we need to take a second. It's Monday after Sunday. Packer fans are in a bad spot right now.
Yeah, I almost didn't come to work today.
I need to know how y'all feel.
It was hard to do this podcast with Micah Parsons' confirmed ACL tear. Christian Watson was getting roughed up. A lot of the guys on the Packers getting roughed up.
Back
but
out.
I want to give my thoughts to Micah Parsons' ACL. RIP. And it's been tough out here. So check on your Packer fan friends.
Check on their knees.
Yeah.
Everyone's
I'm
losing
gonna donate my knee to Micah Parsons.
Everyone's losing their knees this year. ACL. I don't know what's going on. What's in the water?
Yeah.
So you're telling me the Packers are not going to the Super Bowl?
I would say our season's gone. She done.
What's even the point? Let's say they did go to the Super Bowl and they won. Micah wasn't part of it.
But
He's
Jordan
on the
Love- but
sidelines
Jordan Love.
watching. I love J Love. I got J Love jersey. I love all the Packers, but it's like Micah was such a big part of the team this year.
I will say one thing about being from Mississippi and now living somewhere with like an NFL team. When the Packers win, McDonald's gives you free fries.
Oh hell yeah!
Like
yes sir.
Like that's the hockey team, the Brewers and stuff like that. Back in Mississippi, there was nothing. The closest thing we had was the Saints. So it's like every day, like I would say, "Oh, the Packers won. I'm getting me some free fries today."
It is kind of messed up. We don't have an NHL team. We have the Chicago Blackhawks and then like Minnesota. But here in Wisconsin, I guess we have the Milwaukee Admirals, which is not NHL.
Yeah,
but
you got some like the minor leagues.
yeah, exactly. Which is kind of cool. But it's kind of, how did Wisconsin not end up getting an NHL team when we have
Cold
like,
here.
Yeah, we got snow, we got ice, and we got good sports fans. It just doesn't make sense. But anyway, enough sports ball talk. Gregg, what do you think's coming up for 2026? Are you planning on getting another car now that the R35 is gone? Where you see your career going? What's up?
I would say when it comes to cars, I think we're starting simple.
Yeah.
I'm still rocking my daily since I got when I was 16 in high school, 2010 Acura TL, about 200,000 miles.
Sentimental car.
Nah, not sentimental car. It's a statement.
loves that
Acura. I just want to let you know that car is bulletproof, and thank you.
Yeah.
I've jumped multiple railroads.
What?
Jesus.
That car's been through hell and back. I will tell you that.
In Minecraft.
Yes.
In Minecraft, yes, in Minecraft. But the thing is, it's been through
Railroads in
all of that war. All I've done is tires and oil change. No timing, no nothing. That
Honda,
car,
baby.
That car is just reliable, gets me to point A to point B, and it's been everywhere. Atlanta, Wisconsin has had no issues. So
Gotcha.
I would say getting rid of that, I'm most likely going to get into anher Acura. I would say
Give her a refresh.
New Integra?
no.
Oh.
I would say I prefer the new TLXs over the Integras. I'm imagining just get one of those in that nice blue or something like that. Put some Workmeisters, carbon sides on it, and then maybe some Airlift 4P.
That would be sick as hell. Is TLX, is that the one that they had a wagon too? Or am I just thinking of TL? What, we seen an Acura wagon.
I think it's the TS set.
TSX.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
It looked so good. I think it was lowered or bagged. Oh my god, dude, they can look super good.
Yeah, the wagon versions of the TL are really sick. I've always loved Acura. My main concern is, I guess you can call me a Gen Z in this term, but I don't have CarPlay. Like that's the one thing I hate. Like I'm having.
I have
old
come
school.
to love CarPlay. It's nice.
100%.
Every time I get a rental car or something like that and it's got CarPlay, I'm like, oh, can I just keep this?
Don't get me wrong. I like older stuff, 90s stuff, early 2000s stuff, but I can get behind just putting Apple CarPlay and everything. It is really nice. I'm willing to budge
made me
there.
like, because
There's an expectation now.
Yeah, and it's also like I do love the older stuff, and it's like, I hop in, S2000, E46, or I hop in my 246. I don't expect that. I don't want that in there. Like. I'm here for one reason in this car, but it's when I hop in my 2011 BMW and there's nothing, and I'm using a fucking Bluetooth like FM
Dongle.
transmitter still, and it's like, this is a weird, it's like 2011.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
we should have at least Bluetooth in the goddamn car.
100%. I will say with my my Jetta, when I had that, I kept a stack of cassettes in it.
Yeah.
And I always had a cassette. And that's kind of a vibe. I didn't mind that. It was kind of
cool.
nice. Like, I'd listen to stuff I didn't normally listen to, albums I wouldn't normally always listen to. And
You're
I'd have them
listening
in
to like
there
the
and,
full thing.
yeah. Okay. I guess I don't.
One thing I'll never forget when I bought my car, the Acura, I bought it at CarMax, and I was just going through it, looking through all the stuff. The thing I found in the back was a DVD, and it was a Medea movie. I don't know why, but for some reason we were going for a test drive, and like I pressed the eject button, and a Medea movie pops out, and I'm like,
What?
I'm trying to like process it because there is a screen there, but like it's not gonna play Medea. So is someone
tried.
Someone tried, it didn't work.
It's either that or
Sold the car.
someone really loves Medea and just would listen to it while driving.
I don't think
Or
that
they
works
pulled
like that.
off the strangest prank ever.
Yeah.
Because here you are, how many years later, still talking about it.
That is hilarious.
They have like a pre-mixed soundtrack on it that literally sounds like Mission Impossible if you press the wrong
Okay.
button. There's a little weird things about that car, but overall I like it. I would say that would be my goal for the daily.
Replace it daily.
Replace the daily is the goal for sure. But when it comes to like my fun car, I would say just what we have going on with MartiniWorks Racing. The S2000's currently being rebuilt as we speak,
Yeah.
day by day, month by month. I
Heard
would
that
say.
before.
Year by year,
Year by year, at this
decade by
point.
decade.
The car has been broken ever since I've been employed here.
Same. Actually.
Same. Yeah,
the
that
day I
car's always
got-
broken.
The day I got
Period.
here, the car looked exactly like that. So that's getting fixed. So hopefully we'll be able to get to drive that on some track days. Will be fun.
That'll be fun.
Because it is a fun car. When
It's a good car.
I've heard nothing
when
but
it's
fun
good.
things about it, as well as down the road when I get my racing license, hopefully by the end of the year and stuff like that. Opportunity to drive the PFM and things like that. That'll
Yeah.
be
That'd be really cool.
I'm excited for the team to take that out and really rip on it. Because,
I don't fit in the PFM really.
yeah, me neither. So that's why I said I'm excited
team.
for the team.
Have y'all,
to,
have y'all not
I'm
seen
excited to watch it drive.
Have y'all not seen on Formula One where like one of them runs out of gas and they just sit on the side of it? I mean, you can just hop on the side. We'll go a little putting around US Air. Nothing more than 35.
Real quick, we were talking about like car features and stuff that they have. As you guys know, we have the Mark 8 GTI. Been trying to drive the shit out of it.
Yeah.
For two reasons. One, warranty expires. If anything's going to go wrong, it's got to go wrong now. Number two, it's cold as shit out. It was literally like -20 this weekend for multiple days. I didn't want the battery to die. We have some shit tires on it right now. We got to get some new Continentals and put those on it. Yeah. So right now it's still the tires that came on it. But they're crap. But I went and drove it just so the battery wouldn't die. And Maya reminded me that it had a heated steering wheel. So I turned that on. I'm like, okay. I didn't realize how good a heated steering wheel actually is.
Game changer.
Oh, yeah.
It really is. I thought that was just like, whatever. Like now that I've done it, like it actually warms your body up to have your hands warm first. It's really heated seats plus heated steering wheel. You're like, whoa.
But the
winter.
ultimate combo is when you get the key and you do the start in the morning. When it makes me feel like I'm an absolute degenerate and lazy. But like when you're like double start and you're like, oh, I know in the next 10 minutes when I get in that car, I'm gonna grab that wheel. It's gonna be nice and warm. My seats. And it's like it's spoiled you. Like to the point where it's like now, like when I don't have that in my car, every day I'm like, I gotta start the
I
car,
know.
I gotta walk down the stairs, I gotta turn it on myself.
Gotta run outside real quick.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of that, this morning I woke up and it was absolutely freezing in my house. And I'm like, why is it? I go walk downstairs, my front door is just wide open.
Jesus Christ, Greg.
Your apartment got heat included or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's great.
Yeah,
about not-
Leave it open. No, just kidding.
No, so I'm walking in the living room in my boxers. I'm like, dude, it's like, is the door open? Like, is it snowing inside? And I go look and it's just wide open. And I'm like,
That's crazy.
at first I'm like, someone break in? Like, did I get robbed?
Yeah,
in the
for
middle of the
real,
night?
for real.
Like, so I have a dog cam for him when I leave him out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, go through that. Didn't see anything. I'm like, okay, I'm just an idiot. But it was absolutely freezing this
Yeah, I
morning.
bet.
Yeah,
But
Greg.
it's been freaking cold, dude.
Wisconsin's a pretty safe state, but shut your door.
Yeah, we're gonna lock
Shut
it
the
next
door,
time.
When it's -20 outside.
Well, that's the thing. I was telling y'all this weekend. I went snowboarding for the first time, and it was -15.
Yeah.
and
You're real for that.
I was actually I got hot. I had to come back.
yeah.
I had to come back down to the car and take off my hoodie, and then after doing that, I completely.
I was gonna
felt
say the
fine.
only time that like I noticed, because I snowboarded a lot too, and it was like the only time I ever really noticed it being cold is like on the chairlift up. It's like,
Yeah, right.
okay, I'm ready to be up here.
You're like
now.
you start sweating because
Yeah.
you're out there working it, and then you get on the lift, and then the cold air like freezes the sweat. That's when it gets cold.
and you're
but,
up like higher.
but when you're actually going, dude, snowboarding is like a physical toll.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, I can tell you.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it from head to toe today.
Oh, I bet. Have you, it's because you're from Mississippi. I didn't even think of that. So like, have you ever gone before? Or was that first time?
First time.
Jesus.
Damn, and you went -15. I know that snow was hard as shit.
Oh, no, it was actually pretty nice.
I guess we did get some snow recently. So
Yeah,
it
it snowed,
was-
I think Wednesday or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But no, I fell and I didn't really feel that bad. Like my butt hurt for a second. I was like, well, this is nothing. I'm getting right back up. And then so I rode for the rest of the day. And,
How were you on Sunday though?
I was doing good. I was able to pick
Usually
it up
the
pretty
next
quickly.
day it's always
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh god.
I woke up and Oz texted me. He was like, "How's your neck feeling?" Like because I took a pretty gnarly hit down a black diamond on the last
Yeah.
run, and everybody on the chairlift saw it. And you just heard,
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah,
it's so
I-
embarrassing when
First
everyone's
time out
watching.
hitting
he called
black
it like
diamonds
I
and
think they
sand.
call it. I'm still learning the terms. Like a head knocker is what they call it. It's like I smacked my noggin.
Teach you what a
pretty good.
swirly is. You ever go Wisconsin swirly?
You guys do it all the time.
Not in a toilet.
Speak for
Go out in
yourself.
the snow and give you a
HR
swirl.
is going to be hearing after this.
Yeah,
Give you a face
snowboarding
wash.
is like a canon event in Wisconsin because there's literally nothing else to do. I've been snowboarding since I was about 7. My brother got me lessons, and I used to go out to Utah snowboard a lot. But it is extremely dangerous. I broke my arm and my wrist. Have a plate and 10 screws now because of it. So Gregg was trying to get me to go out snowboarding with him, which I want to and I will. But I told him before our trip coming up here.
What trip, Dakota?
Do we release that info?
I mean,
I mean,
Joe said I mean, so I'm gonna do it. We're going to Japan, baby.
the gang is going to Japan.
And it's really quick. It's coming up really quick. Couple weeks
I
here.
still can't believe it.
I know, it's insane.
It's wild.
Tokyo Auto Salon, baby. So Alex went, like we were talking about earlier. He loved it so much. He's like, the
You guys
gang
are
got to
coming
come.
He's
The
like,
gang got to come.
like, you guys stay here for SEMA, and we'll see if we can work out Japan.
Yeah,
And
that
we
was
worked out Japan.
one of the main conversations me and Alex had at Tokyo Auto Salon last year. Was like me and him had such a blast compared to SEMA because it's more of what we're into. And so it's like, just imagine Dakota and Gels out here. They would absolutely love it, and the content that we're gonna make and everything.
the
like,
food we're gonna eat.
It has been a lifelong dream to go to Japan, and I am beside myself at the thought of being over there soon. So I'm so excited about it. Definitely will report back to you guys.
Yeah.
The best food, the best cars, and the most fun stuff that we do there. It's going to be absolutely
It's gonna be
insane. I've always wanted to go. I've always had an interest in Japan. So the fact that we can do it through MartiniWorks is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, and it sounds like we got some really insane stuff lined up too. So of course we'll be releasing videos and stuff for you guys.
Yeah. You'll come along with.
Yeah, you'll be
there.
It's like you'll be there with us.
I don't know about that 15 hour flight though. Holy smoke.
Like I said in that group chat, the dream water is the wave. You drink that dream water and you take like a 4 to 5 hour nap and you wake up and you're like, oh,
I'm gonna be.
Is that water that water boy had? Remember the
yeah.
the blue vial? Is that dream water? Is that dream water? What's dream water?
So I actually found dream water when I was flying home from Saudi. I was flying. It was a 17-hour flight from
Holy
Dubai.
crap.
It was a direct flight from Dubai to Montreal because I was going to visit somebody at the time. And so I bought 3 of those at the airport. And so I'm like, let's drink one. Drink 6 hours. I'm like, okay, how much left do I got on the flight? It said 12 hours. I'm like, oh God. So I drank another one. Knocked out for another 4 hours.
Holy
Woke
crap!
up, like it really works. Like it's like a 5-hour energy drink. And you just take a little
In
shot.
reverse.
But in reverse.
5 hour no energy.
and it works in 5 to 10 minutes. You're like, oh, this is gonna be
Damn,
nothing.
okay.
It's like,
That kind of freaks me out a little bit almost. Like what was going in?
Yeah.
it's just watermelon tone. It's just fruit water.
I might have to try it though, because like I have this. I don't know what it is. I'm not afraid of flying. I have flown a ton, but I cannot sleep on an airplane no matter how hard I try.
It depends, especially if they're like uncomfortable. Like I
Maybe
get so
that's it. Yeah, because
uncomfortable.
we're bigger guys.
Yeah.
And you're like tucked in, knees
It's
in
like,
your
I don't want to,
chest.
and it's like I know I'm a bigger dude, so it's like I don't want to like inconvenience like anyone like sitting next
Yeah.
to me. So especially if I get like a fuck ass middle seat, and
Yeah,
I'm
that's yeah.
I'm just like this the whole time, or if I'm like in an aisle seat, I don't want to like bump into like the people
Yeah.
walking by. So I'm like, you sit like this for too long, and it's like Everything hurts.
There has been a couple times I've had. I think I prefer. Well, no, window seats goated, then aisle seat, then middle seat. But aisle seat, I've been smoked by the cart,
Dude, it's bad.
It hurts. They're ruthless. I get it though, but it'll be worth it for Japan. Totally.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring my Switch. I might game it up.
I'm gonna be putting my skills to the test.
Yeah, Gels has this amazing ability that before we even hit the runway,
Before pushback.
yeah, snap, he's
I'm
out. I'm like, I look at him, I just get fucking pissed.
But it's like
I just want to go wake him up.
I've noticed that, like, on longer flights, like, you know, if it's over, like, the longest flight I think I've been on is like 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
If it's over 4 hours, like, I'll be good for like 2.5, and then that's it.
Then you wake up.
So that's what I'm worried about. It's like I'll be solid for like the start of it, like I normally am, and then for the next like 14 hours, I'll be like, what do we do?
I know. But it's going to be insane. Tokyo Auto Salon is going to be I'm so excited to go make videos and give photos at Tokyo Auto Salon. That we're going to see some of the most insane stuff in the world.
Weirdest, wackiest cars you've ever seen.
I cannot wait.
20 exhaust on a Corolla.
Oh, dude, sign me up. I'm going to make the craziest videos. I'm going to be yelling in Japan.
Like Lightning McQueen.
They're going to want me out of there. That's what I'm nervous about. I think I'm too loud for Japan. Like, I'm going to see that stuff and be so excited.
No, they're not going to want you guys to leave. They're going to be like, we love MartiniWorks.
I was saying we should go like full Midwest out there, like wear flannels, cheese heads. Like I feel like they would love that. They'd be like, "What the hell are these guys doing?"
Yeah,
just throwing out packs of cold cheese curds at everybody. I think we can get some spotted cow into Japan.
Teach them what Wisconsin is. You know what I'm saying? Bring
a
little bit of our culture to their culture.
Yeah. They love that.
Don't know if that'll be a good idea.
So that's some insane news that we got coming up in January here, which is just
that's not even it.
Gnarly.
Just with you guys, like I said, that's Tokyo Auto Salon. Then right back after that, we're back for the 24 Hours of Daytona. Me, Lars, Alex, Dustin, and Ben will be racing that. And then the following week after that's the actual 24 Hours of Daytona that we'll be attending to go. So,
are you guys going to sleep in 2026, or is it just no sleep in 2026?
Wild start to the year.
Y'all have seen how I've operated the last year.
That's true.
So
That's
it's going to be just the same for me.
Scares me.
No, we're fine. We're fine. And then after Daytona for me, I will be going back to Dallas for the first Call of Duty tournament of the year, which is going to be
back
sick.
to his roots.
Back to my roots where it all started. Grixo.
Those Call of Duty editors might be on something, because I know of quite a few people that we've worked with over the years, and they started out by making
with like game edits, yeah.
Call of Duty edits.
MLG and Machinima is where it's at. That's where it's bred the true editors.
See, I was a little bit of like a window licker back in the day. I didn't know how to do all those cool stuff that you guys are doing, so I literally set my camcorder up on a chair with 5 boxes pointed at the TV, and that's the only way I knew how to get my game footage.
Yeah, I mean, that really
and then
was...
I edited that.
That was like the only way that I knew of back then.
Yeah, I didn't have no...
that or unregistered Hypercam 2.
I was
all through RuneScape.
OG gear. The Hapag HBVR is what everybody got started on.
You know how good they have it nowadays? I hit Window G on my computer. I can record anything I want, any gameplay.
Even my PS5 has a capture button. My Switch, everything has a capture
button. That would have blown my fucking mind back in the day. Yeah. It blew my mind today.
I wanted that so bad. Instead, I was literally camcorder at my TV. I'm not joking.
I didn't have to go to some sketchy website to get the piece of software for totally
legally download the software.
You're encoding your bit rate and all this stuff, and you're like, I just want to press stream. I just want to stream.
Capture cards, all that stuff was so confusing. I just recorded my TV. That's the easiest way to go about it.
No, I'm like the OG like forerunner from that. Like, shout out forerunner. Had the Elgato, all that.
Oh yeah.
Been doing. I was started off in trick shotting. You know, that's where everybody starts off, face clan and stuff like that. But then I got into more of the competing side. So I actually started playing tournaments and stuff like that.
That's wild.
That's dope. Well, go play Call of Duty and start editing your clips.
Terrible.
And then maybe you can, new COD, honestly.
They're giving it out for free this week.
Well, I bet you they are. I still ain't going to download it.
They made a whole
I don't have the space, first of all.
They made a whole statement last week or the week before about like, hey, just want to let you know, we know it sucks. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give the game out free for the next week. And it's like,
that doesn't help.
What about the people that, bought the game for $100?
If I have shit and I charge people for my shit, it's still shit. If I say now I'll give my shit to you for free,
I still don't want
it's still shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want it. I'm disappointed in COD. I'm a huge COD fan. Let me say, like Modern Warfare 2, that was my shit. Black Ops still some good games in there. There's some goated games in there, but I was definitely a Modern Warfare.
It's time for a new series.
And they need to figure it out. Let's go
Sorry.
back to World War II or something. I
Sorry
don't
to
know.
break your guys' heart, but they've already announced next year is going to be Modern Warfare 2 again.
Modern Warfare 4.
No, Modern Warfare 2.
Oh.
They said Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2 4.
Because we already have Modern Warfare 2 like 5 times.
Yeah,
Why not make
yeah.
it 6 times?
Modern Warfare 2 came out when I was 7 years old.
That's
and now
weird
we
to
have
think
Modern
about.
Warfare 19 and Modern Warfare 2, and now Modern Warfare 2 V3.
I'm confused and I'm over it.
Anyways, comment your favorite Call of Duty down below, and I will
Black Ops 2.
heart it if it's the right answer. Thank you, Greg, so much for coming.
Thank
I
you, guys.
appreciate you. Where can people follow you at if they want to follow you?
MWR Gregg, MartiniWorks Racing Gregg, and as well as on Twitch, MartiniWorks Racing Gregg. I'm
That's 2 G's, by the way.
2 G's, by the way. Yes, it's not an autocorrect or typo.
No, spell it out because 2 G's is confusing too.
Gregg.
There we
That's
go.
How you spell
There we
Greg? Gorg, some people call it. But no, those are my 2 pages. TikTok as well as I just do post some content. So I'm just the guy streaming for all the guys and just having good times.
The guy streaming for all the guys. That's
Yep.
Greg.
He's a guy for the guy.
I'm a guy for the guys.
No, I love watching Greg's 24-hour races. If you haven't, go check
Especially
them out.
when he falls asleep.
Yeah, that's the best.
Oh,
He
I
don't.
don't even want to
He
know.
don't sleep. Dude always has a Red Bull in his hand.
That's true.
But
Speaking of that, where is my Red Bull?
thank you guys so much for listening. If you need to keep your car clean, make sure to do it with Melco, the last sponsor of the MartiniWorks podcast. Melco detailing products are phenomenal. We have packages for you all set up to go, so you can get multiple detailing products ready to go in a basket, signed by Joe's, kissed before
Yep.
it's sent out.
You know it.
I don't know about the last parts, but what I do know is it's super good stuff. We really enjoy it. It smells phenomenal, and it works really good. We continuously use it. We've been using it for years now, and we really enjoy it. And Melco is another brand that has just been around for a super long time. So again, like we were talking about, when a company sticks around, they make what they make, they know what they do, that's when the good stuff comes out. So head on over to MartiniWorks, check out Melco, and thank you to Melco for being a sponsor of MartiniWorks podcast.
Thanks,
We'll see you guys later.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Have a good weekend.
Bye, Sky.
Bye.